Hey guys, here's a rerun for Island 1. Much easier strategy, will get you a lot higher. We're going to go ahead and use the Beast Handler for Island 1. We're going to put 2 of these floats because we can actually move our Beast Handler to the different pawns, and that's going to do the most damage. So we're going to go ahead and start out with a hero, marker on strong, and then you're going to start out with 302 tax. You're going to kind of spam these on here, but we'll venture away. This strategy is going to be easier than the first one I did, and it's going to be a lot less micro because we're not even going to have to spam these throughout the entire first loop on these. So when we start out with these, just start out with the 302 tax. And then what we'll do is we're going to place a sniper away from the track, and then we're going to place a plane, and that plane is going to end up being a 420 set on Wing Monkey, and then we'll place a druid on here. This is going to be a very easy strategy for Island 1. A lot of you probably are already done with Island 1, but if you want to know how to handle this boss for future ones on here, if you do have the Beast Handler, you can use this, and then that way you don't have to use a lot of tax each time to spam these throughout on here. So it's a lazy strategy, but it's going to get you a solid score each time on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that druid. I'm going to make it a 130 on here, and then just kind of continue these tax just for a little bit on here. What we're trying to save up for is going to be an elite defender, and we want our sniper marked on strong. So as the boss passes, make sure you sell the back tack shooters on here, and then we'll slowly start upgrading our sniper on here as well too. Mark it on strong. It's going to be a 205, but until we have enough money, we're just going to kind of put a couple more tack shooters on here, and then we'll spam some of these planes as well until we can create the Beast Handler on here. So that's all I'm going to be doing right now, and then once we get the Beast Handler, it's going to be very easy. It's not going to be a lot of micro at all for this first island. So we'll do a few more of these tax on here as 302s on here, and then what we'll do is once you have enough, just kind of calculate, we're going to sell these tax, and then we're going to be done with the tax. We want to just upgrade to the elite defender. Once we get the elite defender, we no longer need these tax on here. So that's what you're going to see me do, is I'm going to turn around, pretty much sell all of these tax because we're venturing away from the tax strategy on here. Once we get the elite defender, what we're going to do is we're going to spam some of the 420 planes and marking them on Wing Monkey on here. But ultimately, what we're going to be doing is saving up for the Beast Handler. But we do need a few towers because with this boss, putting out the lava and freezing some of the towers and stuff, we need quite a few towers on here, so we're just relying on one particular tower on here. So that's why we're going to spam some of these planes on here. Once we get a few of these, what we're going to do is we are going to start with our Beast Handler. The first one's going to be the key on the placement on here. As long as it's in range of the water, then you can move it anywhere that you want. So when I put the first Beast Handler, I'm gonna kind of put it in the middle on here so it can reach all of these pawns. So as the boss moves, we will be able to move that tower on there to the different pawns, and then that way it maximizes the damage that it does to the boss on here. And if you're not very familiar with the Beast Handler, you can merge them on here. So as you create them, you'll merge them into one, and then you'll create the T5 on here for that. So that's what we're going to be doing right now on here. Once you get this, you can just speed it forward. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need to place any more towers or anything. If you want to and you're trying to go for a super, super high score, you can. But this is going to get you almost 90 on here, and you'll see how lazy this strategy is, and it's going to get you a solid score each time. So all we're going to do is go through each one of the Beast Handlers, upgrade them to 400s. We don't need to cross path them with anything on here. And then once we get enough, what we'll do is we will create our T5 Beast Handler on here. We won't sell the sniper. We're going to keep the sniper on here, but if we need to sell some of the planes to create our T5, we can go ahead and do that. So then that way we can start maximizing our damage, because once we get this Beast Handler upgraded on here, the damage to the boss is going to start coming off rather quickly. So even though we're only on round 47, this will go rather quickly on here to maximize the damage on here. So You'll see me, if you need to, sell a plane or two, upgrade to the Beast Handler on here to the T5 of 500, and then go ahead and upgrade to the Spirit of the Forest. It's going to be a 150 on here. And then once we get the Spirit of the Forest, I am going to throw down a T5 Ice Monkey. I'm going to make it a 520. I throw a plane next to it or a helicopter next to it because I wanted to be able to move the Ice Monkey so I didn't have to sell it. But with this ball's freezing the towers and the abilities, I don't suggest this. So skip this helicopter step. You don't need this. It's going to be a 140, but it's kind of a waste of money because I never was able to use the ability on here. So you can just go ahead and skip that. We're going to work on a Mad next. You can let this speed forward on here. You're going to make it a 150. When you're ready to move the Beast Handler as the ball says moving, click on your T5 Beast Handler, and then in the top right corner, you'll see like the little fish in there. You click it, and then you'll be able to drag it to the different waters on here. So that's what I'm going to do there. And then that way, pretty much the Beast Handler is going to be throughout the entire map to help maximize the damage on here. So all I'm saving for now is going to be the Mad on here. If you want it, like I said, if you want to go extreme, you can on here. But if you're really looking for a lazy score that's going to get you high each time and you don't have to do a lot of micro, this is going to be a good strategy for you on here. So we're going to go ahead and work on the Mad. Once we get the Mad, we can go ahead and start upgrading to a T5 plane. It's going to be a 520, so you can just let it speed forward. Make sure you use your Mad and use the ability if it refreshes, but just make sure you're moving it with the boss at all times. So then that way it's maximizing the damage on there for the Mad versus the boss on there as well too. Once we get this plane on here, I'm going to create another T5 sniper. It's going to be a 502, and make sure you mark it on strong on here for that particular tower. And when you do this, just make sure you can even let it speed forward. Like I said, this is going to be an easy strategy. There's not a lot of micro. You can sell the Ice Monkey as well too, so then that way you can upgrade your sniper as quickly as possible. And then the next tower that I'm going to be placing is going to cross path for another T5 sniper. Make sure that you move your Beast Handler to the next pond as well as it starts going down, so then it hits the boss as well too on here. And then for this sniper, we're going to make it a 250 marked on strong. It boosts the other snipers that are out there, so that's why we're going to throw this T5 down as well too on here for this particular one on here. Once we get this to a T5 on here, you can kind of do whatever you want. This is still going to get you a solid score here. I just went ahead and spammed the 204 helicopters throughout here, so you can do that, and then just move the Mad as well too on here. But way easier strategy, not a lot of micro at all. You don't have to spam a ton of attacks. You can venture away from those rather quickly, but it's going to get you a solid score each time. Hope this video helps. Even if you're past Island 1 on here, it is good reference for future ones on here if you have this particular boss and you do have the Beast Handler on here. Thanks, guys, as always. Bye.